Hello, hello, hello. Hello. And hi, John, James, and our listeners out there and our viewers, Spreaker.com, American Dreamer Show, and YouTube, Bill Sefakar, and iHeartRadio.
I was going to say, don't forget iHeartRadio.
Thank you for saying that, John.
Did we forget anybody? We forgot
Spotify.
Somebody. Spotify. Oh, you got them all memorized.
It's in the back of my head, in the front of my head, the side of my. Anyway, I'm Bill Sefakar.
Wrap you upside the head.
Don't do that. I'll forget everything. Okay, which is part of my intro. This has been an interesting prelude to the show. Our viewers don't know all the intricacies that go into this. James at the controls, man, I feel like I'm on the Starship Enterprise with everything that's involved. What planets have we passed in the last hour and a half as we're getting ready for this?
Mars, Jupiter, Uranus,
and Neptune. All right, I had to get in there before you did. Okay. Well, we have a special show tonight. You're going to find that out. Thank you for being here. And a lot of stuff that's been going on. We had Earth Day a few weeks ago, and
we passed Earth.
Yes, and we're still on it and spewing out wonderful things, music, songs. We have Earth Day tidbits and a little later. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I wish it was that easy for us, because if we sat back, we're too relaxed, we'd look like we were in a trance. So we don't want that. We want to look animated.
Yeah. Look animated, Bill.
You too, John.
Oh, I'm very animated.
I know.
As you know.
John got a new air conditioner that sits on top of the desk. That,
it was a complete failure.
I was getting colder than you were.
It worked the first time, and then it ran out of water, and then I put more water in it, and then the water leaked. But I learned that you can take, I bought it on Amazon. They have a very good return policy, which is just what I'm going to do.
They test it, in the Amazon to make sure that it works. It's hot.
Yeah, the air conditioner worked in the Amazon, so they know it.
Well, we are really going to town with a lot of stuff here. We have Mother's Day coming up.
Yeah.
So we have a little Mother's Day interlude. They say I had that note that just came. And also with my mother, and you guys can chime in if you want to add to it. And a song that relates to that. We'll get to that. I'll share that with you. And then also our thumbnail sketch is, I believe.
Our thumbnail sketch.
The picture for the thumbnail. It's a sketch. We animate. It's a picture after we sketch it and put it together. And James is first time out of the box. He takes one picture every time, before the show gets started recording, and it captures it. He really does an amazing job. And it's a song.
He takes a picture of you,
but he does it so professionally.
Wow, really?
I guess
he gets all the credit.
No, not yet.
Wow.
I didn't get him.
He takes a picture and he's like a genius.
Well, I can't give him too much credit, because then he's going to charge me a lot more
he's
money.
Going to raise the price.
So anyway, I was teaching this week, and also I got something in the mail. Tuesday. My business.
Today's Wednesday.
My business cards.
Wacky Wednesday.
Yes. Well, my business cards came in, and if you can see for Spreaker.com, John, don't make that face. It's like sour milk is lemon, just chew a lemon. But it's with American Got Talent, American Dreamer, Bill Sefakar. And you guys look.
Let me see this. Let me see this.
Take it.
Let me see this. Okay. There's a piece of paper printed out from Bill's printer.
Here's some cards.
It's got a picture of Bill and a picture of Bill, America's Got Talent, American Dreamer, Bill Sefakar, motivational speaker, legacy keeper. I got to tell you, can I tell you some constructive criticism?
Not
here?
yet, because I already
Okay.
bought it.
Okay.
Maybe the next round in 2 months.
What
after
did you
I give
do?
out.
What did you do with this?
Well, this is
Your cards.
the postcard here. See, this
Okay.
is how it came out. You just got the printout.
Okay.
So let's take a look at that, everybody. Hi, right up front.
It's very busy.
I know.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Okay, put it down.
Okay, here's the back.
Okay, good. Okay, put it down. Thank you.
It has to go up.
Okay,
there.
yep. There you go. Great.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, with that in mind, I had gone out on the road with Dan Rooney, my social media.
You went on the road?
Well, we went to talk to different venues, libraries, schools, senior citizen, facilities and stuff. So we had these things printed up, and it was very nicely done. And I'll have to, that was the intro on that. So this is Mr. Bill's Adventures. Yay. And
oh yeah, I think we're part of Mr. Bill's Adventures right here.
you are going to be. You can't get away with it.
Oh no!
Hey, Mr. Bill.
But listen, this is serious stuff. This is Legacy Keeper, John. I want you to read these for the Spreaker.com.
Let me see that.
Please.
What do you keep saying? The Spreaker.com?
Well, for the podcast people.
for the podcast people,
Yes.
right?
And
Which this is a
iHeart-
podcast.
And iHeart.
You mean
Got it.
visible on YouTube?
Yes.
Yes.
And start your
This
adventure.
is just for the folks at home here. This is a podcast. If you happen to be watching on YouTube,
Yeah.
please don't be afraid. It's just a coincidence that we also have video.
Yes, it's a
And so
quinky dink.
Yeah, it's a quinky. So if you see Bill holding up some shaky
Yes.
stuff to the camera, that's
give that to me.
not
so I want-
indicative of what we're about here. The Legacy Keeper helped putting the pieces together. Would you like to help put together your own personal journey to leave for your love? Oh, so this is like a record family stories and values. Make
Yes.
perfect gifts to pass down. Either way, the Legacy Keeper can help work with groups and individuals. So, okay. So what is exactly that you're promoting? Is it a video? Is it
whatever they can imagine to promote
is it pictures?
pictures, and we could do video memories, but we help them to garner this legacy.
Who's going to edit together these video memories?
John.
You are?
You, John. It's money though. Money talks, and so we're working on this, and we're getting feedback. Like speaking at the libraries, or maybe present stuff that I do at the schools, in that kind of environment with my music, and about the book, and like we have excerpts from the book tonight that we're going to be referring to.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
This could be something
I hope so.
for the
because
library.
You're so talented, and James.
Oh no, I have nothing to do with this. This
Okay.
is all you. But
All right.
yeah.
Well, it's only part of me. I have only so much of me that it goes around. Anyway, I was teaching last Friday, and I signed up, and no matter, even if you signed up for a specific class
specific,
not
not Pacific like
or
the
Atlantic,
ocean.
not Atlantic, but so
It's a tricky word.
I signed up for
Sorry.
first grade. When I got in, the assistant principal, she says, Mr. Sefkar, we have a situation here. The first grade,
We have a situation.
it's
Mr. Severico, we have a situation.
a lockdown. The 2 weeks before I went, there was a fire. There was a fire near Citrus Park, and
Wow.
Sickles High School. And it was so funny because I told this first period class, I said, this is going to be a very memorable class. This is high school English. And then the alarm went off, and then everybody had to move out, and we were there the whole period. We got back just before the end. I said, I told you, I promise you it's going to be a very memorable experience here,
And it was.
sitting out in the parking lot watching
then
the
the-
smoke.
And you were a hero. And then the alarm clock went off.
So you're saying any minute now the fire alarm's going to go off and the fire department's going to show up and stuff?
No, James, I didn't say the show is going to be very memorable, so you don't have to worry. If I said the show is going to be very memorable, watch out. But so I was teaching first grade, I thought, and the assistant principal came in and she says, listen, we have a more of a urgent need, a kindergarten and first grade for special ed. And if you would help us on that. So of course. And I brought my guitar because I was think of singing first grade. But went over there and it was a very touching, it was very memorable for my listeners. They were 15 students. These are the kids in this class, first and kindergarten. And they were special ed, challenged physically and so forth. And they were so caring. These kids were just needed to be loved, yes,
Yeah.
given attention. And on my card, this is from Kelly's, it says, Kelly Services, they're the ones that are assigned the outreaching for substitute teachers. So it says on the back all the things not to do. And one of is do not touch a student. Well, all bets are off in these classes, this kind of classes. The teachers just gravitate. Kids are sitting on their lap. They're holding them. They're reaching out. And it was a full day. We were outside in part of the day. And I made, different efforts to sit down. One kid, Jude, it was, you don't realize how we take for granted. And we talk about taking for granted just walking and talking and everything. Right. And I was helping him. He had these different pictures, the moon, the mountain, a little musical instrument. And I was helping him cut the outline so that he could paste it and helping. And he was struggling, but he appreciated it so much. I made a friend for life.
Yeah.
He grabbed my hand when we went outside for recreation, and during the day he wanted to show I was his friend.
And you were there all day in the same class.
Yes, it was for the whole. And these teachers, I said, you should get double pay.
Yeah.
Was it before or after the alarm went off?
That was a different day, James. You're so controlling with the
way to ruin a nice moment, James.
I'm sorry.
That was the week before at Sickles High School.
When the alarm went off.
This was at the elementary school.
Okay.
And it was last Friday. And they had movies and things. And
you got to go. The alarm's going off.
Is this another lockdown? I'm looking for the smoke.
I have a story to share.
Please do.
I was at an elementary school myself this week. I don't know if I told you, but here's the picture, and you can describe what you see here.
Oh, I'd like to return. Wow, it looks like there's somebody there that has the shark. Are these the sharks?
The Threshers.
The Threshers.
Yes.
Wowie kazowie, Batman.
Yeah, I went to a school in Clearwater and participated in gym in phys ed class. Oh, yes. And the kids were playing dodgeball. You know how soft they make dodgeball these days for the kids. Do you remember how hard you got hit in the head with the dodgeball when we were kids? Well, now you can't throw it. You have to throw it with two hands, and you can't throw it like above. It has to be like a certain part of the body. And anyway, but then they had horseshoes, and the kids ran. And the baseball players were there.
They're wearing their Thresher outfits, hats, and jerseys.
And Finley was there, the mascot.
Oh, he's the Thresher.
Yeah, he's the Thresher.
Well, isn't that special?
Yeah. So I was at school this week myself.
I'm so glad that we were sharing with our viewers. And this is another touching, another feel-good story. This song. When I tell people it's a Paul McCartney song from Wings.
Is it Band on the Run?
Not Band on the Run and Band on the Walk.
We're So Sorry, Uncle Albert. That's the same
I love that song too. I have to learn that one.
Live and Let Die.
We're so sorry,
Is it
Mr. John
Junior's Farm? Must be one of those underground.
That's the song. It must be that. That's the song. There is the song from the Wings album, Across America, and in the late '70s, Paul McCartney and his lovely lady Linda. That they were what a beautiful couple, and he wrote the song before everything happened, but it's called "Warm and Beautiful," and I use some of the passages because it's a very fine feeling, creating this song about love will not fade away. I use that part of the eulogy for my mother when she passed away in 2009, February 2009.
How old was she?
She was 89.
89. That's a good age.
Yeah, she had a full life, and we had just flew up from Florida up to Maryland because I was going out of the country for 10 days, and they were going to stay, my mom and dad, with my sister in Maryland. What happened was, unfortunately, my sister followed through with, I play tennis on Saturday mornings, and those years I would go over, pick my mom and dad up, and we go to the beauty parlor for them. My mother would go. So Saturday mornings, that was a ritual. So when we flew up to Maryland, my sister was trying to do a similar, dutiful daughter. However, it was in January, and my mom contracted pneumonia.
Ah, yeah, I remember you saying that.
And she waited till I got back, but she had health problems, which I'll share. It was in the book. But anyway, this song will create a beautiful feeling that everybody should know if they have special person, family, that love will never fade away. Paul McCartney from the Wings, Across America, Warm and Beautiful. Our love so warm and beautiful stands when time itself is falling. Our love so warm and beautiful never fades away. Love, faith, and hope are beautiful when your world is touched by sadness. To each his own is wonderful. Love will never die. Our love so warm and beautiful stands when time itself is falling. Our love so warm and beautiful never fades away. Love, faith, and hope are beautiful when your world is touched by sadness. To each his own is wonderful. Love will never die. Sunlight's morning glory tells the story of our love. Moonlight on the water brings me inspiration ever after. Our love so warm and beautiful stands when time itself is calling. A love so warm and beautiful never fades away. Never fades away. So it's interesting. I mean, my mother was so special. Like we all
Every mother is special,
Every
Bill.
mother. And it's Mother's Day coming up. So I want to share a few things about that. But when my mother passed away, my dad took care of my mother. He really he was devoted. He was very devoted, 67 years. But she had some health problems, prior to that. And she had all this medication. She had 12 meds, and that he had it all organized, every day in a little, what do you call it? Pill purse or whatever. So the situation was that we had someone that took care of my mom before she passed on. And she noticed how devoted and diligent my dad was with his helping, because that was his life. He was devoted, and families are like that. So back to the American Dreamer. We haven't been here for a while, John. And I told you on page 3.
The book, you mean?
The book, American Dreamer, look into the life of my father, Joe Baby.
Oh,
thank you.
Ouch.
No, that wasn't too bad.
What was that?
It wasn't too bad.
Sorry.
I was a scratch. I was scratching.
Tis but a scratch.
Hey, I'm scratching here. There's a 7-second delay on that. Thanks, James. I'm going to show.
There is a 7-second delay.
Yeah, because I scratched.
In case we have to censor something. Yeah.
I don't trust you guys.
Like beep, beep, beep. See, I got censored there. Yeah.
That was very nicely done, John. On page 342 of the American Dreamer, looking at the life of my father, Joe Baby. And this is just an indication of how determined my dad was. He listed the times and when they pilled, and whether had a blood pressure testing, and all these notes and what happened and who was there. And he, this was his calling.
There's an app for that now.
This was about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, but the woman that took care of my mom and then my dad, Cindy, she would recall how he was so conscientious. He would make sure that his little honey was okay. He gave her a big kiss on the mouth. This is what she would write.
On the mouth.
It's in the book. He was always holding hands even when napping.
Oh.
Thelma, in her frail condition, made sure when they would go into her closet to pick out her clothes that she would select something so she was looking prim and proper. Whenever she was giving Miss Sefakar a shower, Joe would never use any of the water faucets as to affect the water temperature. They would enjoy Farina cereal in the mornings together, and ordering their food from the meat market, he would dial the number and hand her the phone so that she could make the meat delivery. So calm, and they would kiss each other. When the flight when I was going up to Maryland, we were sitting in the front row, Southwest, and they just celebrated their 67th wedding anniversary, January 3rd, and this was about the 20th of January. So the stewardess, and my mother would sleep, so she was sleeping on his shoulder. And she said, "When you're leaving the plane, everyone, I want you to acknowledge the couple congratulate them. They just celebrated their 67th wedding anniversary, and their couple, and and
everybody, yeah. So they were like celebrities of the day.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, John. So I want to, it's Mother's Day, and this Sunday, so it's Wednesday, and
so
so-
you have an ode to April.
no, you're lucky.
Thank
It's going to
goodness.
be over to May. We still got a little while for May, so don't think you got off easy again. But anyway, after we went through that, I just want to wish all the mothers out there, to all you women and soon to be mothers, all of you, and also men that have assumed the roles.
Mr. Moms, all those
Mr.
Mr. Moms out there.
Yes. So, and I tell you, that would to me be the best job I could think of.
Really?
I would love to be a Mr. Mom.
I know one. You want me to see if
Yeah.
you want me to talk to him? You want
No,
to talk to him?
her.
What?
I want to be a Mr. Mom, not a. Forget it. Anyway, but I had a very dear friend a number of years back, about 10 or 15 years ago, and he was a Mom. He was a
Yeah.
Mr. Mom. His wife was a librarian. She had a job at the Hillsborough Library, and he was completing his master's degree for teaching, and he was also responsible for the care of their 4 or 5-year-old at the time. So I just gravitated. I really would love to go. I went to the zoo with him sometimes and things like that. So any women out there, I am offering to do the child rearing, not bearing. Okay. Child rearing, not bearing. And of course,
I'll let you finish.
and there's money in the for the upbringing too. I could, I'm offering to do this. And John,
You know that confused look
well,
that I usually have on my face during this podcast?
I'm going to turn the camera on once we're going to catch you.
Never been so confused
No.
in my life.
Why? I'm saying that I'm offering to do a Mr. Mom
Okay.
for some woman that would need to have somebody that maybe she has a career or something.
Okay.
And I would take that role while she's working as a major breadwinner, although I do have money, income stuff. But that's what I would contribute, an upbringing, the cost maybe. And it would be my idea that would be the consummate, definition of a sugar daddy, wouldn't you think?
You'd be the sugar daddy.
Yeah. But it would be literally, not just, what's your idea of a sugar daddy, your impression of a sugar daddy?
Well, that's someone who takes care of the woman with money. Yeah. And so you're going to be you're going to be the one being taken care of.
No. No, I'm taking care of both the.
Yeah, but she's making all the money.
I hear quite often
Yes.
nowadays about men that are home while the women are off working,
Mm-hmm.
except the women refer to them as lazy bums that won't get a job.
No. I have all the characteristics, the qualities, because I've been a mentor and teaching and stuff. So I think I would qualify, and I have a lot of good.
Well, good luck with that.
Okay. All right.
Next song, please.
No. It's Earth Day.
Oh, Earth Day.
All right. I'm going to be bringing some things. Dr. Herman Koren is supposed to be appearing in our show in the next couple of weeks. However, his wife is undergoing some chemotherapy,
Oh, okay.
and that does not preclude him being here. But in June,
But you're doing a great job speaking on his behalf.
he is so amazing. I'm showing our audience the 21st book that he had written. And it's called Best Practices for Environmental Health, Environmental Pollution Protection, Quality, and Sustainability.
Available on Amazon.
Yes. It's one of the primo books. He has received such acknowledgement and he's been given awards from the highest echelon of public health societies, association, environmental health, and he's going to be with us hopefully in the next month. And
So when you talk about environmental help, you mean like global warming, that kind of thing?
silencing science, yes, all these.
There are
things.
some people who think that global warming is just a hoax.
Well,
What would you say to those people?
well, they moved the capital of Indonesia. Did you know that? Very recently, about 3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
they moved it.
they moved it because it was underwater.
It would have been, and they've had a lot of problems,
Mhm.
but to move a capital takes a exceptionally long and hard decision, and the repercussions of how that goes.
That's
about,
what is that where they had the tsunami?
part of it.
yeah.
And they wanted to be in a better situation, that they wouldn't be threatening lives of hundreds of thousands, millions of people. And there've been so many other instances. And Dr. Korn likes to put it in terms of a train wreck. We're approaching a train wreck. And
That's not very nice for him to say that about our podcast.
No, not about our podcast.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the podcast.
No, about global warming.
Oh,
You
okay.
switched
I
that
thought
on
he
me.
I thought he meant the podcast was a train wreck.
That's why he doesn't want to come here. He doesn't want to call in. He doesn't want to be getting close to this tsunami in my back room here. All right. So I'm going to close our Earth Day acknowledgments with, no, James, I love you. So cool.
I love you. So cool.
Look into, let me do this.
What are we doing now?
I'm reading some Earth Day quotations and inspirational things to get us to go dig a garden or do something
Okay.
helping the earth.
Oh, I got a good one. Yeah,
You work
yeah,
on yours,
I
and
got a good
I'll
one.
leave plenty of space for you.
Yes.
Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Nobody could know that better than Albert Einstein. Here's another one. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. Wow, that was Mahatma Gandhi. He that plants trees loves others besides himself. It's pretty cool. Thomas Fuller. Was he the Fuller Brush guy? I don't know. Now I see the secret of making the best person. It is to grow in the open air and to eat and sleep with the earth. Walt Whitman.
The guy they named the bridge after?
Walt's Bridge?
Walt Whitman Bridge.
Where's
It connects New Jersey to Pennsylvania. Isn't that right?
Well, that could be, but I grew up near where on Long Island, he wrote all his famous poems and everything. And Whitman was near, I grew up in Syosset, Woodbury. So anyway, where flowers bloom, so does hope. That was Lady Bird Johnson. And this is J.R. Tolkien. The world is not in your books and maps. It's out there. And that was Gandalf. She wrote it. She said it. He just said it. When the well's dry, we know the worth of water. That was Benjamin Franklin. And here's one with my initials, WS. The earth
I thought your initials was BS.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm a classier kind of guy. The earth has music for those who listen. Oh, John, he was touched by that one. That was William Shakespeare. And I have two more.
Oh God, there's more.
Forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet, and the wind longs to play with your hair.
Thanks a lot, Bill.
No, you wear your cap. Gahil Gibran. All right, let's go to the last one. On earth there is no heaven, but there are pieces of it. Jules Renard.
Does the term beating a dead horse mean anything to you?
Wow.
No, I'm sorry. No, I think you got your point across with like the first three. Can I tell my story now?
Please,
Okay.
At least
Okay.
3, 7.
So I have this very good friend in California, in San Diego, Encinitas, California. His name is Dave Dean, also known as Big Wave Dave. He'll be very happy we talked about him. But there was this empty, let's just call it an empty lot, right next to, like, a stone throw away, pardon the pun, because I'll tell you why in a second, a stone throw away from the beach. And it was just owned by the city and just an eyesore. People would throw things there, trash there. So he took it upon himself one day to clean it up.
Wonderful. That's very nice.
And he planted some plants and things like that. Anyway, one thing led to another. And this is how it looks today.
Can we put that in front of this? Can you put it in front and then describe it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I got it.
It's a little tough to see on that.
Look here.
So anyway, but my point is that it's kind of an Earth Day thing because he took what was nothingness and it was so it's so close to the beach and everything. And now all those different colors. All right, enough of that. Give me my phone back.
You're afraid I'm going to drop it, huh? Oh, I finally got it.
No, people send painted rocks in. So I was thinking as a project, maybe we can paint some rocks and mail it into them.
Wow.
American Dream. Yeah.
And how about even starting something like that over here?
Well, we could. We'd have to find a lot that is ugly and make it beautiful.
Yeah.
But what was really funny was the city had a cease and desist to him because he
didn't go through the
he didn't go through the proper channels,
He didn't.
And but after I guess petitions
and everybody else camping out at City Hall.
No, and they let him do it. They basically said what you've done is extraordinary and we love it. And now schools go there and people paint rocks. And it's just a very nice thing he did for the community, and it's a very Earth Day kind of thing.
Oh, of course. And what you said has, I think, a ripple effect, repercussions. I think it's going to come to something, not just sending whatever we need to America Dreamer Rocks, but we can do something here. Okay. The thumbnail for today, we have 10 minutes or less than that.
The thumbnail is the picture that you see when you download the podcast.
Yes. And it's I Believe. And I have a CD that I was listening to in my car. There are not many cars with CDs anymore. But I did want to just show you. This is the Wings Across America tour. This was from Paul McCartney.
No, it's Wings at the Speed of Sound.
Wings at the Speed of Sound. But they had a tour of America. And my friend Bozer Bob and we went to see them at the stadium in D.C. What is the big
RFK Stadium?
I hope the Speed of Sound is pretty fast, or we're going to be ending the show in the middle of the song.
Anyway, so this CD is the song I Believe, it's Affirmation, and they had a lot of successful hits. Totally Deeply Lovely, that was one of their songs, and I knew when I met you. There's a lot. It's a beautiful CD. By the Savage Garden, and
Bill, play the song. All right,
Okay,
we don't need to look at the CD. Play the song.
I Knew I Loved You.
Great.
But the name of the song is I Believe, and they say we're not responsible for everything that's in there, but I'd say 95% of this I really find very amazing, the way they put what they believe, and I can identify with. So this is Savage Garden, I Believe, Affirmation. The sun should never set upon an argument. I believe we place our happiness in other people's hands. I believe that junk food tastes so good because it's bad for you. I believe your parents did the best job they knew how to do. I believe that beauty magazines promote low self-esteem. I believe I'm not when I'm completely by myself alone. I believe in karma, when you give is what you get returned. I believe you can appreciate real love till you've been burned. I believe the grass is no more greener on the other side. I believe you don't know what you've got until you say goodbye. I believe you can't control or choose your sexuality. I believe that trust is more important than monogamy. I believe the most attractive features are your heart and soul. I believe that family is worth more than money or gold. I believe the struggle for financial freedom is unfair. I believe the only ones that disagree are millionaires. I believe in karma, what you give is what you get returned. I believe you can appreciate real love till you've been burned. I believe the grass is no more greener on the other side. I believe you don't know what you've got until you say goodbye. I believe forgiveness is the key to your unhappiness. I believe that verbal bliss, wedded bliss, negates the need for being undressed. I believe that wedded bliss negates the need to be undressed. I believe that God does not endorse TV evangelists. I believe in love surviving death into eternity. I believe in love surviving death until eternity. I believe in karma, what you give is what you get returned. I believe you can appreciate real love till you've been burned. I believe the grass is no more greener on the other side. I believe you don't know what you've got until you say goodbye. I believe in karma, what you give is what you get returned. I believe you can appreciate real love till you've been burned. I believe the grass is no more greener on the other side. I believe you don't know what you've got until you say goodbye. Until you say goodbye.
You know how you talk about segues?
Yes.
The perfect segue. What did you just say?
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Bill. We're out of time.
Oh, I hate to say goodbye. I'm just warming up, everybody. I hope you're all warming up and go out and do good things and I had some other things that we'll
There's
have
no
to-
more time for other
I know
things.
for
It's
next
time
week,
to say
but
goodbye.
hopefully there's next week, right?
It's next week.
Tell me, John, it's next week.
There will be. Well, we do it every 2 weeks now, don't we?
All right, we're going to see. We'll see what happens. Everybody, go forth and do good things, and we'll hope to see you shortly. And please send us any comments, and we'll love to share it. Thank you. God bless, and follow your dreams wherever they take you. And we're trying to follow our dreams, and it takes us anywhere. John's going to get the rock garden started, and I want to help him. All right. All the best, and this is your friend Bill. Goodbye.
You always got to get those last couple